Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle.
Thank you. Oh, boy, I'm very nervous. No pressure. During the Civil Rights Movement, I can't read what's on the teleprompter.
Folks, how are you? Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, we're trying to provide housing for Black Americans. The impact on the choice. The idea that they're gonna, I'm proposing that everybody, the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I've not raised the cost of Social Security for anybody. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it just stopped. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
Some about Black America and white America. There's Black Americans and there's white Americans. We're all one America. So if you don't mind, this is not live, is it? I imagine whatever I say, you could just edit it out. Let's try it a few ways. Lou, are you in the booth?
I am.
All right, good. You know what, Lou? Let's just play around with it and see if we can get it right, get this clip package on, and then let me go home, all right?
You got it.
All right.
Ready.
All right, count me in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wu-Tang. I'm just with you, Lou. Let's do it again. We're going to do it again. We'll get it right.
Here we go, Dave. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You know, when I was a comedian starting out in Washington, D.C., right here in this city, 1988, I'll never forget this. It was a comedy club owner that banned profanity from his comedy club. He said it offended his audience, and this was a cause of major concern for all the comedians in the circuit. And we all called a meeting, and we had the owners come, and it was the club owners, and it was the comedians. It was the classic labor dispute. The club owners laid out their case. There cannot be profanity in these clubs because that offends people. And there's a comedian who's still a good friend of mine to this day. He lives right here in Washington, D.C. He stood up and he said, he's Black, I should tell you, because it's important to the story. He says, I use profanity because I live a profane lifestyle. He says, I don't have an insect infestation in my house. I have roaches. My favorite comedians are like musicians, and the audience is their instrument. And the music they make is your laughter. And that's the laughter that I scored my entire life to. So now, some of my favorite American comedic composers. Thank you.
When I lose my job, I lose my man. Treat me like a dog, he called me a dog. Yes, he did. What did he call me? An old dog. Sometimes I wished I was a dog and he was a tree.
When you stop and think, football's a fair sport for my people. Only sport in the world a Negro can chase a white man and 40,000 people stand up and cheer.
See, in my neighborhood, the kids have a kind of a dubious reaction to that whole Santa Claus concept. They just don't believe that a white man will ride a reindeer through Harlem after midnight.
In truth, white friend, it's you that all look alike. But look at the black people around you. We're all different colors. Black walnut, burnt almond, chocolate mocha, pecan, vanilla, yellow, mellow, light, bright, and damn near white. We come from the first people on the earth. You know, the first people on the earth were black people. We the first people had thought, right? We was the first one to say, where the am I? And how do you get to Detroit?
I think maybe like 30 years ago, there was a woman that wanted to sing in there, a black lady that sang opera, that wanted to sing, what was her name? Mary Anderson, and this place was like segregated and they couldn't sing here. And here we are, like not even 50 years later, a 22-year-old black man on stage getting paid to hold his. God bless America. I gotta go now. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.
Janelle Monáe, Will Smith, Common, Gladys Knight, and John Legend when we continue.
See, even Dave Chappelle uses teleprompter, it's not easy to memorize stuff, and Dave Chappelle is young. So don't put too much blame on Joe Biden if you see him using teleprompter. Especially if you're making public speeches where you don't want to make a mistake or maybe go out of context, or go out of alignment. See, even Dave Chappelle uses teleprompter. So, and even Trump uses teleprompter. Every president uses teleprompter. A lot of people. It mustn't be teleprompter. It can also be like how can I even call it though? Um, um, it can also be like how can I even call it? It mustn't even be teleprompter. It can also be like AI generated speech. It can also be like AI generated speech. Remember, there was this one video where Donald Trump was interviewed, how he talked about how he uses, where he talked about how AI helps him generate a speech, and he was asked like, "Hey, are you gonna fire your speechwriter?" Like, you fired. So, see, when Dave Chappelle uses teleprompter, so it's not something that he can say it's bad for Joe Biden using it. And also it's not a young person, so it also takes a while to it also takes a while to how can I even put it though? Um, how can I even put it? It also takes a while to grab some stuff, especially to memorize. Not everybody has to go to intensive memory. Right? Some people read something and they forget about it, and it is very normal. We all don't have intensive memories. We all don't have. We all don't have uh, uh, intensive memory. Right? So some people forget stuff. So some people quickly or immediately forget stuff, and it is very very normal for that to happen. So it's even Dave Chappelle to uses teleprompter. You laughing at Joe Biden for using teleprompter. Dave Chappelle to uses teleprompter. So it is very, very normal at the end of the day. It's not something that you can say this is for this person, this is for that person.